Hello friends, did you ever guess how can you send money or receive money with a single tap on your mobile app? What if someone told you you can send or receive money instantly and that too with zero commission and charges? Yes, you have guessed it right. This type of payment is called as UPI enabled payment or Unified Payment Interface. Most of us have seen UPI transactions in our daily lives and we almost use them every day. With the help of UPI, as said earlier, you can send and receive money instantly at zero extra charges. It allows you to authorize transactions in single step. It also allows to check balances, manage multiple bank accounts on your fingertips. Most importantly, it is highly secure and works 24/7 and 365 days. It minimalizes the hassles associated with writing and depositing checks. Simply, it makes your financial life easier. But wait, what is UPI and how does it work? Hello friends, this is Sandesh from FactsTech, here to help you understand a mechanism that you use directly or indirectly every day, called as UPI. Welcome to the channel FactsTech. UPI, Unified Payment Interface, is an instant real-time payment system developed by NPCI or National Payments Corporation of India. Here, the real-time payments means those payments made between the bank accounts that are initiated, cleared and settled within seconds. The pilot launch, which means a test release of product or feature to a selected group of users designed to gather feedback. So the pilot launch of UPI was on 11th April 2016 by Dr. Raghuram G. Rajan, Governor of RBI back in 2016. Banks have started to upload their UPI enabled apps from 25th April 2016 onwards. This means UPI was officially available to common people from 25th April 2016. This was a significant move for India. It is propelling the nation towards cashless economy. I'll make a separate video on this topic. Now let us know how does UPI work. Let us assume there are two friends, Mr. Ram and Mr. Shyam, where Mr. Ram has to send money to Shyam. Now we have two cases where the money is transferred from Ram to Shyam through UPI. Case 1. Ram initiates transaction and sends the money to Shyam. In each case, there are two phases. In this case, the Ram uses his UPI enabled app to initiate the transaction, wherein he provides the recipient details such as name, phone number or UPI ID or QR code and enters the amount, puts up an optional note and enters the PIN to initiate the transaction. Ram's UPI enabled app forwards the transaction to his chosen PSP or payment service provider. PSPs are basically banking companies that is a member of UPI and acts as intermediary in the transaction process. You can check your PSP with your UPI ID. You get to see the PSP after an @ in your UPI ID. Ram's PSP forwards the request to NPCI. As said earlier, NPCI stands for National Payments Corporation of India, which oversees the UPI transactions. The sender's bank, here it's Ram's bank, verifies the transaction's authenticity. It checks the balance and customer's detail. Now, in phase 2, the PSP shares the sender's bank details with the UPI system for verification and routing. The NPCI checks the sender's bank account details, fund availabilities, and balance. If the funds are available, the NPCI triggers the fund deduction from the sender's account. The receiver's bank or the acquiring bank receives the transaction amount and credits into the payee's account. The UPI server sends a response to the customer's app confirming the transaction and provides the reference ID to the Ram's UPI enabled app. So this is how is the transaction flow if the Ram sends money. This type of transaction is called as push transaction. Case 2. In this case, the recipient Shyam initiates a request for funds from the Ram or sender. Phase 1. The transaction initiation. The recipient generates a payment request with the required details through the UPI enabled app. The payment request flows through the recipient's app to the NPCI, signaling the intention to pull the funds from the payer. Phase 2. The transaction between the banks or the transaction flow in between the banks. The payments request, once the payment request reaches the creditor's bank, which forwards it to the debtor's bank through NPCI. The debtor's bank verifies the request and checks the customer account details and the available balance. If the customer account has sufficient balance, the debtor's account approves the transaction and confirms it with the NPCI. The debtor's bank transfers the amount requested to the creditor's bank, completing the transaction. Feels complicated, right? Let's take a look at the flowchart. Coming to advantages, UPI is a real-time system which is fast, secure and is available 24/7, 365 days a year. UPI is the only system where you or the merchant can request for money. This feature is not available in IMPS or NEFT. NPCI doesn't charge you for making any payments. Also, UPI offers two types of payment modes, peer-to-peer or peer-to-merchant. And I'm also putting up all the features of UPI. Do pause and take a look. The disadvantages of UPI are: the UPI transaction limit per day is Rs 1 lakh as per NPCI. However, the limit is Rs 5 lakhs for healthcare and educational institutions. There could be a delay in payments due to the network or bank issues. And as a two-edged sword, there are also advantages and disadvantages associated with UPI. And comparing disadvantages with advantages, disadvantages are very minor. Therefore, UPI stands as a transformative force in the digital world of transactions. And UPI continues to evolve into UPI 2.0. If you want me to make a video on UPI 2.0, please do comment below. And that's it for the video. Let's meet in another video. Please do like the video. It motivates us to make more such content. Also, subscribe to the channel. Thank you guys. See you in your next video. Jai Hind.